Hello and welcome to Slaysiasn Persuasian.
My name is Virginia, please.
And I am Calypso.
And we are about to review episode 4 of Slaysian Royale.
Yeah, exactly. We made it all the way to episode 4.
But before we do that, what are we wearing right now?
Oh my gosh, we're twinning. The inspiration, we both noticed that we had these pink embroidered suits.
Yeah.
And I thought like if the vibe was like Singapore, wealthy, extravagant, crazy rich Asian, I thought this was the vibe. This was the vibe.
This is the vibe, but it really is crazy.
It is crazy, exactly. Emphasis on the crazy.
Yeah, for me, it looks tacky, rich Slaysian. I tried to look rich, but I think it's, I don't know, you judge.
I think it's like, you're right. We're emphasizing the crazy part because we think we're rich, but we are Slaysians.
Yeah.
So at least there's a little bit of truth to it.
Yes, there you go. Oh my God, I'm excited to review this. And I took notes. Those of you who made comments, I appreciate it. And I appreciate you for being honest. You know, I'm going to redeem myself this episode.
Yeah. This time I'll start saying it. We'll swap.
There you go.
Yeah, so let's get into this episode. So, well, first of all, what did you think overall? Because I think we're like the episodes are starting to blend in my mind together. So, what stood out to you, or like, what did you think about this episode?
I really like this episode. I think it's very cohesive. The story that they want to highlight is becoming more and more obvious.
Yeah. And what do you think that story is like? Because I think for me, I noticed that as well. Yeah. It really now feels like Philippines versus international.
Exactly.
I think that's the main story that we're seeing unfold, especially at this episode.
And the main characters are also emerging.
I'd say so as well. And the ones who we want to emerge, it feels like they're plateauing. So it's like we saw both. We saw the heroes rise and we saw the secondary characters.
It's almost predictable. And they were right. You know, towards the end, they were like, oh, it seems like we're trying to eliminate all the international queens. And I agree.
Yes, very much so.
It seems like it has already been planned, but you know, that's just me.
Right, but I think there was some comments on Reddit where like there was a queen who said, this is La Kahena. She tweeted out, she was the first out from France season 1, first out from Canada versus the World season 2, and she tweeted that the season seems rigged for the Filipino girls, and that she will not be watching the rest of the season.
Oh, that's
And
sad.
people were like, well, listen, they casted very all-star heavy hitter Filipino queens, and they casted mostly early outs from all the other franchises.
And you know what? At this point, I wouldn't be surprised. I have already accepted that. I mean, look what happened to Ginger Midge. People were also raving about the comments of, you know, it being rigged, right?
Right.
And that did not only happen once, it also happened in other franchises.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm already used to it, but I still enjoy the show.
Absolutely. This is, you know, this kind of discussion and this kind of reaction is what keeps it interesting.
Exactly.
And you're right. I mean, it's one thing to be a good drag queen. It's one thing to be a good drag artist. And it's one thing to be good at Drag Race. And it's undeniable that they picked a cast of girls from the Philippines, especially, who are good at Drag Race.
Exactly. I have a friend who commented that, and they plan to join season 4. I will not say who, but they said that is not a competition. That is a reality show. And,
Absolutely.
And
exactly.
True it is. Yeah.
It is. Absolutely.
All right, let's get into it.
So we come right into the workroom.
Yeah.
This is after the aftermath of the lip sync. Vinyas won again. She has her second Rue badge.
Yes.
And then it was her versus Brigading.
No,
Oh,
no, it's not Brigading.
I'm getting them mixed up.
This is why this episode is also, for me, a little bit controversial because Kitty was top. At the top before this episode.
Exactly. Let me rewind. You're right, because it's all starting to blend together. So we enter into the workroom. The top two had just been Vinyas versus Kitty Space. Vinyas just went, and now she has her second Rue badge. She's coming in, and they had to say goodbye to Ivory Glaze. So she's wiping up the mirror message, and there's a little bit of, now we're finding out whose lipstick Kitty picked. So,
but wait a minute. Do you really think that Vinyas likes Ivory Glaze?
You know, there was this one fan edit that I saw of when Ivory Glaze walked into the main stage for the first time, and Venus was just like, she was like taken aback. And they were releasing videos together. Did you see that?
Yes.
It was Venus taking Ivory out to eat Filipino food.
Yes, exactly. I saw some videos as well of Venus like being having that feeling. We call it kilig in Filipino term.
Oh, what does that mean?
Like you're having butterflies in your stomach and you can't act right because And she looked like that on stage.
Well, if she had any kind of distraction, now the distraction is gone.
Yeah.
So she was like time to lock into the competition.
I don't think she was ever distracted though. This bitch is in it to win it.
she is.
Every single time, and it also proves in this episode. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So Venus is wiping away the mirror message, and we need to find out whose lipstick Kitty picked. And Kitty revealed to have picked Arizona. Now this immediately caused waves in the room because this is the first time a Filipino's girl or lipstick has been pulled.
You know what? The producers are really, really good because this has become the narrative of the entire show.
Philippines versus international.
Exactly.
Philippines versus international.
But not only that, Kitty versus Arizona.
Yes, exactly. Because it seemed like she was taking a stand. She was just like, I will save my friend, and I want to pick my friend. And she was very clear about that.
What's your opinion in that though? Because this theme of how to choose the one to go home has been a debate throughout the episode. What's your opinion? Do you think that you should base it on friendship or track record?
I feel like I think it would depend on where I was. If I was in the bottom, I would be like track record. I did so well, and I need you to pick me and save me, or like I need you to save me and pick the other girl. If I was in the top and I was going off of it, I think honestly, here's what I think that you are the judge in that situation. You get the power to be the judge. I think you can base it off of who did better in the challenge to you. If one person's performance spoke better to you or one person's runway spoke better to you, you have the opportunity to be the judge. Yeah. So if I were in the top, that's where my mind would go. I'm like, honestly, you kind of flopped this week or you did really well this week. I want to save you.
But you know what? This is why the show works because this adds drama.
Yes.
Yes. And if it were predictable, say you base it off track record, it will be very obvious and people will not be, there won't be any drama because it will be very predictable.
Yes,
right?
because last week, if it was based off of track record, Ivory would have had to have gone. So if Kitty was just going off a track record, she would have also picked Ivory to go.
Yeah.
But I think she was also trying to be maybe strategic because she knows that Arizona had just won. So if you see a queen on her downfall, you can just get rid of her right then and there and your path to the crown and to the end becomes ever more clear.
Yeah, well, I think I remember one of them saying, it's a hoax that they're saying, oh, they're my friend, she's my friend, but they've only been together for a few days. Like,
no, Bernie said that. She was like, I just remember she spoke in Filipino when she said it, but she was like, sister. And I was like, oh, well, let's play the sister game.
But I think, though, that it works for Bernie and Arizona because they've built that. Season. Yeah, they've already expressed that in prior episodes.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we go in from, they reveal it. Arizona's thrown. She's a little mad that Kitty picked her because she's like, oh, is that how we're playing it? Well, then let's play it. And then they both hug and they kind of make up. And Kitty knows that she messed up. Kitty knows that by revealing this, she put a target on her back immediately because all of them are going to be like, oh, so you want to play by your own rules. And everybody opens up the dialogue of, well, how are we picking? How is that moving forward?
Exactly, and thus, it really adds the conflict, so to speak. For good narratives, you have to have a conflict.
Yes, and Arizona's like, well, we'll see what happens next week. And then they literally even joke about it. It's like, Kitty even says, like, if I'm in the bottom, will you send me home now? And that, well, we'll see what happens at the end of the episode. But it's a new day in the workroom. All the queens are walking in, and they're still on this. Like, it's such a shocking thing that they pick. So they're talking about like, who would you send home? Why? Who would you send home? Why? But that conversation keeps on playing out. Yeah. And then we go into the mini challenge.
And yes, and I love what Mama Pao is wearing.
I was hoping you would talk about that because I was waiting for you because if she walks in, huge event, just walking.
What do you call that? Shoulder flare? What is that?
Yeah, it was like she had like fins. It reminded me of like a fish.
Yes.
Like she just had these accents, like these frills, frill accents on her sleeve. And I liked how it kind of was like the butterfly sleeve as well, but it was very modern. I like how she incorporated that into her.
I've decided that I like the color blue now.
Oh really? Now that because of this look? I mean, she looked great in it. She looked very handsome.
And mini challenge.
Yes.
Bingo. I thought was product placement.
Well, I mean, if they're giving us the grand prize, you got to show us what you're.
I really thought they milked it, and I wonder how much they paid.
I'm curious about that too. I mean, obviously they're paying 2 million pesos. That's the starting. But how much more did they pay for this? Or maybe it was not included. But is there a big culture of online gaming or bingo, or is that just kind of like
I haven't lived there for a while.
Right.
I mean, I go every year, almost every year, but I really don't know.
Okay.
Is that big here?
I'm just curious. I mean, drag bingo is, girl. I've done drag bingo more times than I can count. Like literally, like I know that's a thing, but I think it's just like some kind of game, I guess.
Yeah.
But, well, I mean,
and it's online.
Yes, like one of those app games.
Check it out. I should check it out, but I don't have time.
I don't
I'm so busy, girl.
I'm always so wary of those games because I'm like, I feel like this is just a scam. I feel like I'm just gonna lose money. But
Probably is.
I'm sure right? But I mean, hey, they have 2 million pesos worth of it. But yeah, so the game is all the pit crew comes in, you drop a ball, and then it just kind of whoever's face it lands on, that person is in or out, I guess, or something.
What do you think? I mean, we've seen the other two main pit crews, but what did you think about the others?
See, I will be so honest. I was watching this episode while I was putting on my makeup, so I was listening to the episode like a podcast. So unfortunately, while my eyes did peek over, I did not take in the visuals for this episode, especially for that moment.
Okay.
So what did you think of the pit crew?
I think they could do better.
Shade.
I mean, there are so many hot men in the Philippines.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, well.
Well, anyway, I'm digressing.
Well, if you don't get on Drag Race, maybe you can apply for the pit crew, and you can show them what it means to be a hot man.
Well, I used to do that.
Yeah.
Back when I haven't transitioned to drag yet.
Oh, I see. Okay. So back then, Mr. Gappa. Mr.
Yes,
Gappa would have
yes,
been pit
yes,
crew.
yes, yes.
Now Miss Gappa, Virginia, please. Is gonna
Anyways, where were we?
Yeah, so okay, I mean the game just happens. It's fun, everybody's excited, but it literally is just chance. There's no advantage. Nobody's like doing any schemes. Like Siam ends up winning, so that's our Gappa sister. We're so excited. Siam
For the very
won.
first time,
She won the mini challenge.
she won something.
Yeah, well, yes. Well, I count the top 2 as a win. What do you think? Do you count being in the top 2 as a win, or do you think you have to win the lip sync to be a win?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
No, you have to win the lip sync.
You have to win the. Okay,
Yeah.
well, she was top 2.
Yeah.
In my mind, that is kind of a win because you technically have 2 winners, but you're right.
Yeah.
This is her first official Siam Pusu, you are the winner, right? So hearing that, I'm sure she felt great.
Yeah.
So she gets a very interesting prize. So she gets her bingo money and all her merch and her swag. But Mama Pao says that she gets to pick her role, and then she also gets to give a disadvantage. But before that, what was the challenge? The challenge this week is Crazy Bitch Slaysians.
Patience.
What did you think? Actually,
Rusical.
it was inspired obviously by the movie Crazy Rich Asians by John Chu.
Yeah.
What did you think about that movie actually? Do you remember? Did you remember? It's been a while since it came out, but
Well, there's a lot of stereotypes, definitely. The main thing that I really felt is that, oh my God, there's now representation for our community.
Absolutely.
Although I question, was there any South Asian representation in there?
I so wish that there wasn't. Actually, that's one thing that I really wanted to talk about because when we think about Pan-Asian spaces in general, South Asia is often left out of the picture. And I think especially in drag, for the longest time, we saw so much Asian representation, especially whether it be on Drag Race, but it took so many years for Jeannie, Priyanka, those queens to get on the show in any facet of the world to represent that side of drag. But I think the same can be also kind of said when we think about Pan-Asian discussions. I mean, even in this season, like we're talking about boba tea, we're talking about K-pop, we're talking about karate chop, like we're going everywhere. But I'm like, can we throw in a curry reference in there? Can we throw in a masala reference in there? Like, I think oftentimes in the discussion of Pan-Asian, South Asia is left out.
I agree. That's why it's actually in my notes. So that's why I wanted to ask you about that.
In that movie, I will say, I showed up for that movie. I remember my entire family were like, this is the first time we're seeing a big Asian movie with such a large Asian cast, showcasing Asian culture, for better or for worse. But my whole family went to see that movie, and I saw it here in the South Bay, here in the Bay Area. And I remember all Asians, South Asians, Southeast Asians, East Asians, everybody was there to watch that movie. Because I think it still represented something for us.
It did. I mean, I commend them for doing this film. If I had any comment, it's like, for the first time that we're going to be represented in a large scale, it's going to be the crazy rich Asians. But that is very problematic because only a portion, maybe 1% of the Asians in AAPI communities are included in the 1%, and I guess they wanted to get attention, and if the Crazy Rich Asians is the door for them to really have Asian representation in a big way, then so be it.
I agree with you, and I think it's interesting because I've visited Singapore several times, and Singapore has a very rich multicultural society that is primarily comprised of Malay, Chinese, and Tamil people. So that's actually my heritage as well. So whenever I went to Singapore, it was so like you would see Tamil text right on to the money. From the money to the signs to everything.
Yeah.
The airport is so beautiful. And I think specifically with that movie, it showed both, right? Because the main character, Rachel, is from a lower class immigrant
you're right.
American background. So it showed the dichotomy of it, because she's never been in a anything other than economy. So I remember even in that movie where she's bringing snacks and she's walking into first class.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think it showed both. It showed both. But you're right. It was a little bit of a exaggerated stereotype when they showcased the richer side.
Yes.
But yeah, I remember that movie. Fun movie. A great movie. I think it's like a go-to airplane movie. Whenever I'm on an airplane, I want to watch that movie.
Yeah, and I really like the title for this challenge. Crazy Bitch Slaysians.
That's the way that you can dragify it, and I live. But yes.
It works a lot, especially for the season itself. You know?
exactly.
It's just very convenient, the word Slaysian.
Yes, exactly. So the challenge itself is a rusical, so it's a lip sync rusical, so they don't need to sing live, thankfully. I mean, good. And they introduce it as several different characters who are based off of Asian stereotypes.
Exactly.
And then all of them get their own kind of song inspired by a song from pop culture.
And not only stereotype, but the names of the personas were like a mix of fashion brand name, Asian stereotype, and queerness, which I really, really love how the Filipinos are able to do that.
Yes, absolutely. And it felt very Pan-Asian because each of the characters represented a different facet. And I think there was so each of them get kind of like a different vibe for their song, right? Which role stood out to you? Which one would you have picked in this process of picking roles?
I would say Venus.
So you would want to be like
last
the
person.
Right, so you would, so are you saying that you would like her role or you would like whatever was left?
No, I thought you asked me which one stood out.
Oh, no, I meant which role would you pick?
Oh,
if we were there reading the script, which role would you pick?
I think I could play Venus. If not, I could also play, oh no, I'm sorry, I twisted it. I think I could play Brigading's role.
Okay, which is the bride.
The sweet bride.
The sweet bride, okay. She was a little bit of a bridezilla, but yes.
Yeah, either Brigading's or I would be so scared to play Venus's. She did so, just because of how she did it. She was
deficient,
so,
the wedding deficient.
She was so good, I must say.
So good. Perfect.
I don't think I could compare to her.
Oh, right.
I could try.
I think for me, the chef role really spoke to me because I thought it was really silly.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of food references and a lot of food puns, which I think is exciting.
Is it Arizona?
Arizona's role,
Arizona,
exactly. When she was in the, and then her name is also a parody of the soy sauce brand, Lee Kum Key soy sauce. Right? I mean, I forgot. Yeah. I recognized as soon as I read it, I was like, oh wait, it's based off of the soy sauce brand. But I think I like that role, and I think also the officiant role also stood out to me. So is either of those roles.
Let's talk about each of them.
Okay, so let's break it through.
Let's start with Brigading.
So yeah, it's the starting of the, well actually, before that, there's an important moment that happens during the selection part.
Yeah.
So Siam is immediate, like, Venus, you get the disadvantage because you won 2 Rue badges and you're out. Like you get to pick whatever.
I don't think it was a problem.
I mean, exactly. And even before that, Venus was like, I'm fine with any of these roles. And that's exactly what happened. But then there's a little bit of a riff off between Arizona and Kitty. Arizona really wants that chef role. And so she goes up to Kitty and she's just like, hey girl, do you want to swap? And Kitty feels so guilty, which I'm like, girl, stand up. You're here competing. You have to like fend for yourself. But she was immediately like, it's okay, Arizona. As an apology for me picking your lipstick, I'm going to give you this role. I'm like, you did not need to do that. You did. I was like screaming at my phone. I have
learned
Kitty,
that you can't play nice while you're in there.
Yes.
You can play nice afterwards.
I mean, Arizona still doesn't like you. I mean, well, they like each other, but like in that moment, it's like fend for yourself.
Yes, and it totally did not work to her advantage at all. What did she gain? She just lost.
She gained nothing.
She went home.
I mean, I think she might have struggled in maybe similar or different ways with the role that she originally picked, but stick to the role, stick to the tech role. But yeah, we can go one by one. They rehearse. They have I like that teacher, the choreographer. She seemed really sweet. I want to like take a class with her. Like she seemed really cool.
And it seemed like they were encouraged to improvise. There was a lot of improvisation that happened in there.
I like how they were like, she was like, even if you don't get it, you have time to memorize it, but like make it your own. Like make it your own. And I think that was a good emphasis to have.
I was just thinking like, will I be able to memorize it in like 2 days, in a day? The choreography plus the words.
I think for me, if it's a song, it's a little easier because you go to the music and the
Yeah.
beat, right? But you're right. Oh my goodness, a tall order for
just
sure.
all the nerves and all the preparation that you have to do aside from the musical itself.
It's literally, yes, it's quite
a lot.
a task. Yes. We can go one by one.
Yeah.
So at the top of the musical starts. Brigading
Brigading.
is playing the bride.
So here's my thing. They built up Brigading to be which is true, the number one drag. I told you about this.
Yes, you actually did. I remember thinking of like, yes.
The number one, the most sought after drag queen. Everyone looks at her and gets inspired by her. And she really was the number one drag queen in the Philippines.
Before Drag Race.
But her season, that really broke her. And that's true, and I had a conversation beginning because we shared experiences. I also studied theater arts in the Philippines. And, our theater house and the theater house that she was part of, which I think it was PETA, most of the time it collaborates. So I'm very familiar of the work that needs to be done if you're a theater actor in the Philippines. I went to so many auditions and I did a couple of productions as well. So I know that the training and the discipline really is to your advantage as a performer. You learn discipline, you learn artistry. That's where I learned about lights and colors and color combination, and also different types of acting methods. And in theater, it's almost exaggerated and big, and
absolutely.
and so that's what I expected with Brigading, but I expected so much. And I would say I saw that with Vinyas as opposed to Brigading.
Oh, even in the thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're right, absolutely. And like I said, drag is a multidisciplinary art form, but when you have a background in theater, you learn stage presence, you learn movement, and those are incredibly important to have as a drag artist. Sometimes you naturally figure that out on your own, but having that technical training really pushes your art to the edge.
Yeah, and here's the thing, when you're doing theater shows, you're doing it 8 times a week, so you're doing it almost every day, and sometimes it's really hard to put all of the emotions all the time because you run out, because every day you're doing it, and it's hard to get into the emotion and also the technical side. But what I saw in performance, and Brigading's performance, was mostly technique. And she was just acting her face, but I couldn't really get the connection from her.
Okay.
That's just for me.
Okay. Yeah. I think immediately I understand what you're saying, because even when she was at the very beginning, it's the bride running up and saying, "Get this ready, get that ready," and it felt like she wasn't playing to us. She wasn't playing to the camera. And I think it is one thing to perform something on stage because you're creating a moment to watch, but at the same time, drag is so much about the audience. And I think sometimes you need to have half a brain on this other side too. Like, okay, let me cheat it towards you so that you can still see me doing it instead of just being turned all the way to the
I didn't see
side.
any eye contact from her to the camera.
I agree. I think that's because maybe she was so in character. Like she was like, I am here in the scene. But it's also like, girl, you need to show everybody.
I would say she was in her head. Yeah, as opposed to in character. Yeah, she was able to perform everything to the T, but there's just something lacking in that performance, in my opinion.
Yeah, you're right. So we immediately get started off. The plot is they're getting married, but then there's a lot of people objecting to the marriage. So then we see a little bit of Vinyas's performance. Beautiful job. Lip sync is on point. Comedic acting is on point. The way she was like eyeing the group.
Yeah, exactly. And how Brigading reacts to that, I thought that was really brilliant.
Yes.
But the two, you can see their synergy.
Yes, where she was like, focus.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
In that one particular moment, I saw, oh, there it is. Brigading was effective on that moment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Two pros. And then all the characters are introduced. And they're all different Asian stereotypes. So there is a K-pop star, there is a tech mogul, there is a kung fu master, there's a chef, there's a snobby, fashion-forward person, and then there's the mother of the bride. Is that everybody? I think I hit everybody.
Mother of the Bride was Suki, right?
Yeah, so that's 5 plus 2. Yeah, that's everybody. Okay, well, yeah. So then we start off with the first person to step forward and do their part is Bernie.
Yeah.
Bernie's the first one. So what do you recall about Bernie's performance? Because people said that it was a little subdued, but I thought her lip sync was pretty good.
I agree with the comments, the judges' comments.
Okay.
There's really a difference between showgirls and theater people. You could really see the technique and the difference, and that's why I was really impressed by Vinyas, because she had both. Yeah.
Okay, so Bernie kind of fell flat a little bit more so on the theater side, but I thought it was still a solid performance, but we need more.
Nevertheless, yeah.
Yes. Kitty Space was next with the tech forward role. It was kind of like a parody of Work Bitch by Britney Spears. So that was the progression of the song and the lyrics. And I think it was a struggle of getting the words right. We saw this when she lip synced last week, but it seems like it's just a little bit, maybe you need a little bit more time to get the words down.
Yeah, and it really did affect it in the entire performance.
Yes, yes. There was actually one thing that I thought was funny. During the rehearsals, she has this moment where she's like kicking her legs up and she kind of falls because they're like lifting her up. And they cut to Yuha saying, oh, she's not doing so well. I'm like, she didn't fall. I mean, they dropped her. Like, I thought that really set me. I was like, wait, she can't control. I'm like, right. I'm like, she can't control when she falls because somebody's holding her. But anyways, so then after that, they go into...
Kiana was so good.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
God.
She put the theatricality. She had the lip sync assassin
face,
part,
the movement,
everything beautiful.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. It was so good. It was. She's so good.
She's such a
But she's
queen.
flying under the radar for some reason. I'm like, give her
I
her
know.
flowers.
Like, well, she is up against these giants such as Venus, Brigading, Arizona, who are not only doing shows but also doing multidisciplinary things.
Yes.
And are masters of those things.
Well, Kiana is also the youngest on the cast.
Yeah.
Do you think that might have a factor to do with it? Well, she already has all the skills. Maybe she just needs the time to settle into all of the skills that she has.
You just made me realize, is there more respect for queens who do comedy and all the other aspects of drag as opposed to queens who like do the death drops and showgirl type?
Well, actually, I asked,
really is a
I think
difference.
on the first episode, I asked you something similar, like what kind of drag is in the Philippines and what is prioritized more. And you said that the comments were back and forth. Like people were like, we have both. We have the showgirls who are very extravagant and glamorous, but we also have the campy comedy drag because you don't need money to do campy comedy drag. You can be silly and make a fool of yourself and entertain without needing to make the most extravagant look.
Yeah, it's probably situational.
Yeah.
Like put them in a situation that's right for them, they will excel.
Right.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and in this musical, Kiana excelled.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very well done. And then we get into Yuha's character. Who did Yuha play? Do you remember? I'm like trying to like rack my head. Well, she was safe, so maybe it wasn't. It didn't stick in my mind.
I didn't say she's forgettable.
I didn't say she's forgettable. I mean, she's like the narrator
Well, I
of the
also
season.
forgot it, so
I also forgot. I forgot what role she did, but she's the narrator of the season in my mind. Like her confessionals keep the pace going, and I feel like I'm talking to someone I know or like a friend when she's explaining what's
That's
going
her
on.
skill.
That's her skill, absolutely. Okay, well, Yuha performs, and then we go into Arizona. Arizona is so funny. Her lines are hilarious. It's just all different food names just
A lot
wrapped
of
up into the
improvisation,
verse.
and they showed like how she rehearsed and pre-planned everything and directed her own segment.
Yes, exactly. It was really well done. Arizona did a really good job.
yeah.
So then Arizona, and then it was Siam's part. So Siam, like Jervy and Khaled Karan said, she has a very infectious energy on stage and she's very captivating to look at, but sometimes it just needs that polish or that edge of refinement. And I think that was lacking in her performance, but if Siam is on screen, I'm happy.
Was that the only thing that Khaled Karan said?
Kind of, to her.
Because it cut right there and then nothing else.
Yeah, honestly, we'll get to the critiques, but...
I disagree. They should have said something more.
Oh, I agree. Siam's performance, I think, was, good enough. It was good. It was not, she has that charisma and she has that ability to really captivate. And I think that kind of carried her through her performance, definitely.
Yeah.
But yes, so after Siam, we go into Suki Doll, who plays the mother of the bride. And she comes out and she looks absolutely stunning in this beautiful green gown. And her character's name, I just looked it up, is Mrs. Shell Yo Mask. So it's like Michelle Yeoh.
Michelle Yeoh Mask.
Michelle Yeoh Mask. I thought that was hilarious.
No, but that really, it's like a showstopper.
No, literally
Appearance
that
for me,
look,
yeah.
the outfit, everything was beautiful. And then Yuha actually played the tummy tuck, because I think that was a parody of the song from Amelia Perez about all the surgeries. So I thought it was funny how she played, because medical tourism is so real, especially in Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
So I thought it was funny to have that reference there as well. But yeah, so then
We haven't talked about Venus yet.
right, because she was at the very end.
At the very end, yeah.
What did you think of Venus' song?
Amazing. I can't.
Yeah, you can't praise her. No, she was incredible. She started it and she ended it. She was like the narrator of the
She did
musical.
not waste any second of that performance. There was something happening every second,
Yes.
From the hair changes and that onion that they showed.
Yeah, tell us what the
We sometimes make the words, English words, into a Filipino interpretation. So union, onion.
Oh, union. Oh, I see. There was actually another Filipino type of thing that they do, which I think is so funny. Like she would say, like Mama Pao, she would say a word and then she would repeat it. So it's like if she said something like a big word, she'd be like, "Oh, this is so delicious." Delicious.
Yeah.
Is that like a what is that?
It's a very queer thing.
Oh, it's a queer thing because I think what is the I've
For
seen
me-
that multiple times. What is that?
This is my own interpretation.
Okay, yes, please.
We Filipinos, we've been enslaved, right? And I think there's a part of us that doesn't feel that we are entitled for the things that we say, for the things that we do, and we tend to make a joke about it. So delicious, delicious. So instead of saying it's delicious, you make fun of it so that you don't seem like you're too serious and entitled of saying delicious.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I can see that. So it's like, it's almost like there's a barrier to just being eloquent. Like you have to poke fun at yourself so that you don't
Yes.
sound like you're above everybody.
Exactly. Yeah,
That's so interesting.
Yeah, that's part of that, and that what I said was also part of that. And also, it has become like a joke that everybody uses. It has been adopted by
I see.
all of the community. Straight
Okay.
community.
You know, I feel like I relate to that sometimes because my friend and I joke to
Yeah.
each other like when we use like esoteric English words. I always like to joke that I say it wrong. So it's like, oh, I'm really feeling my photosynthesis today. Like it just doesn't mean anything, but like I just like to. I think it's funny to
We do
misuse
that. There's a lot
words.
of that in queer lingo.
Beautiful. Okay, so
yeah,
I'm right there with y'all. I get it.
Now
Okay.
you're learning something.
Now see, oh my goodness, better than Duolingo. Duolingo can't do this.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the musical ends, beautiful. Now let's get into the judges' runway looks
Runway,
before
yeah.
we get into the runway.
Yes.
So the judges come out.
Mama
Pao,
Pao.
stunning.
Mama Pao. You've
Tell me
blown
about
us
this
away.
reference. Tell me about this reference.
La bandera. It's labada is manual labor. Labada and a lot of Filipinos still do manual labor.
Okay.
So it's a strong reference. And that headpiece that she's wearing is like a huge container for the clothes where you put the clothes and put the water and the soap and you wash it manually.
Got it. So kind of like a laundry drum.
Yes,
Kind of like
yeah,
a metal laundry
yes,
drum.
yes,
Got
yes.
it. Okay. So.
Yeah, so that reference was brilliant. Yeah.
And it was it looked wet. I liked how it was asymmetrical with one sleeve on one side. I loved the hair. The hair was so stunning, that deep dark color, and the way that it was like pushed up out of the way kind of looked a little wet. Beautiful.
I have no complaints this time.
Okay, perfect. So Mama Pao, you did it. Virginia's pleased. Virginia's pleased.
But the other judges were also so fucking good.
Oh my goodness. White, beautiful. They all looked like the bridal collection, like the last final couture piece of like any runway show. It was amazing.
Yeah, honestly, it
Pangina
looked like-
with the beaded
Yep.
fringe. She also had that big circular metal headpiece. Khaled Karen and her beautiful geometric, just opulent, elegant,
It
amazing.
looked like a collection. Who's the designer? Please call me.
We'll have to reach out. The rates just went up. The rates just went up. The judges wore them. It's over. But yeah, now we get into the runway theme, which is Happy Festival, which is like a play on the word Happy Festival.
Festival or fiesta in the Philippines.
Got it. So that's kind of like a party.
Yeah.
It's just to get us to the joke. But
I know it's also called fiesta in the Latin American countries.
Yeah. I mean, it's like that Latina belt
Spanish,
all over
yeah.
the world. If you're in that section of the world, you have a lot of similar practices. But of course, colonization also probably
Yes.
affected it as well.
Yes.
But
They've given us some traditions that we enjoy.
it's
for
ours
sure.
to reclaim and make our own.
yeah.
That's exactly what's
For
going
sure.
on. So the goal of this runway, the prompt is to have multiple faces in your look.
What did you think about that? Because I've seen that so many times in Drag Race franchises.
Yes, the ones that stand out to me, the winner of Drag Race Talent Season 3, Frankie Wonga, for the Thai futuristic
She
runway.
posted that video again
Yes,
because
she was
this-
like, well, if the shoe fits. But you're right, it's not like Pythia from Canada's Drag Race has done several looks with multiple faces. She did the one where she was the fortune teller, one face here, look exact copies. For Drag Race Global All Stars, she did another version of that where she had three-headed dog, and the
been done
faces
so
look
many times.
exact same. And then like there's other like Kyron Thrax also did a look where she had multiple faces. So inspired by the substance kind of as well. But we'll get there.
Yeah.
But Frankie Wonga's look was incredible. So like I love how it's something that we've seen in the past, but now we can see it as a proper runway. Like it's clear that all these girls inspired this runway. But if I had to pick one person that inspired it, it's Pythia.
Yeah, I mean, it's good that they they now made it into a runway challenge. But I would say that no one will do that anymore.
Right.
After this.
I mean,
been
well,
so
for better or
overused
for
already.
worse. For better or for worse, because there were ones that were really good and there were ones that were.
Yes.
Let's go alphabetical. So let's start with Arizona. So Arizona had it was kind of a beautiful. It was kind of understated. Like the dress was kind of just mesh and black with a little bit of color here and there, but it had 3 heads that looked just like her face, and
Was
they
it 3?
represent.
I thought it was just 2.
Oh, sorry. I'm including the one that she had. I'm including her own head. So she had 1, 2, 3.
I thought she needed more.
You really?
Well,
Maybe one on the back or something?
Because her interpretation is anxiety. And
Yeah,
for
yeah,
me,
yeah.
that's a lot of voices in my head.
Oh, so there's more. So for you have more than 2. You have more than 2 voices. So you're like, I can't relate. I need more
Yeah.
voices. But
In my head, I'm fighting with so many.
But yes, well, Arizona's only fighting with 2 voices. So we see
But I
both of
loved
them
it. I
represented
loved
in
it, yeah.
anxiety. It was a right, good statement.
Yeah.
Talked about her experience, executed really
And
well.
that shout in the end was just
Yeah,
proper.
that's art. That's
Amazing.
performance art.
Yeah.
Bernie's next.
Bernie.
Bernie is in this red look, red sequin, and there's 2 heads on either side. And she said it was kind of inspired by like demons or like
Yeah.
devils or like
I'm just gonna say the good part. The beading work was amazing,
the stoneworking.
but I didn't really understand it. Like, well, that's really a fashionable devil. Say, I'll give that.
Yeah. You're right, but yeah, it was fine. I think if the faces didn't look human at all, that would be one thing. But it felt if there were perfect matches to her, it would be good.
Yeah.
So it was right in the middle, where it wasn't so abstract that it didn't look like a human face, but it was not real enough where it looked like her. So I think that's where the issue kind of was.
Yeah, it lacked a little bit of the strong concept.
Yes, it reminded me of Darth Maul from Star Wars, like the red and black as well.
yeah.
Maybe it's for the nerds out there. I see you. But okay, next we go to Brigitte, who had gag. That gags me.
Gag.
It reminded me a little bit of that coming up backwards and then turning around. It reminded me of like how Jimbo did that for All Stars, where she was Adam and Eve. But this time it was a perfect match, like the down to the hair, the mug, the face. She painted herself a perfect match to that gray skin color. Amazing. And she said it was inspired by the churches and the Catholic imagery in the Philippines.
Yeah, I thought she should have been top 2.
She was top 2, girl.
Was?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Girl.
I thought it was Venus.
No, it was Regis was in the top 3, but Brigitte and
yeah.
Arizona were the top 2.
Oh my God, sorry.
Well, you know, she got the recognition. And then Kitty Space. Kitty Space is next. She's kind of a little like foxy. She said it was inspired. It was all white.
No, but her
White
legs are
snow.
showing.
I think Mama Pa really clocked it. She's had
Yeah.
a pretty much the similar kind of silhouette,
Yeah.
kind of like corset up. It's all kind of like down. You know, it's
Yeah.
all like kind of concentrated at the top and then straight leg down.
I
So.
appreciated the mask. It
was beautifully done. I think it was really well done. I just think it's just got a little repetitive because the fur, the stones,
Yeah.
the silhouette was all kind of similar to what we've seen before. But I thought it was good story. She said it was like playing with her
She should have
siblings.
went all out because she already knew she was in trouble in this episode.
But also, you don't know what order the runways are going to be. So if you're like, well, I have 12 different looks and they're all different, but if you give like the 3 most similar ones back to back to back to back, what can you do? Kiana came out with the first substance look of the night. So hers was inspired a little bit by the substance, but it was like, body horror, like mismatch. She had like skin and extra hands and there were faces there. Actually, I will say, kind of reminded me of her first look, where like there was the reveal to like the body parts and the brain. So she's kind of playing a little bit with body horror this season, and
Yeah.
I thought it was well done, but it didn't blow me out of the way.
Maybe I'm such a
Nitpicky,
nitpicker.
yeah.
Yeah. Maybe if she used her own skin and just attach the face in there, it would mean I wouldn't look so much more.
I see what you
Yeah,
mean.
yeah.
I see what you mean, but I think it was a pretty good match. For something that
well,
was like clothes or like a
yeah.
bodysuit, you're right. I think we could have pushed the envelope a
Yeah.
little bit more. Let's talk about CM's next. So CM came out and she said that this was inspired. I think she said Brahma, but I think it was not translated correctly. Because I know that in Thai culture, they pray to some Hindu deities as well. So like that cultural exchange was there. So she had the whole temple set up and she had 4 heads and each of them represented a past life of hers.
And that platform broke her.
Girl, you're right. This is where the team would have helped. Like, we needed to engineer this in a way where it would have
Exactly.
survived the flight to the Philippines to film
This
it.
just confirms all of the past comments that everyone has been saying, including Pangina saying,
Yeah, like it's okay. It was a cool idea. We just got to focus on execution. Maybe there would have been a different way to kind of interpret it. Maybe she could have went up to her sister Frankie.
black
and,
cape. Oh my God, it's so ugly.
Oh, well, they can't all be winners. They can't all be winners. But
Girl, get a team.
get a
I
team.
promise you.
We have high expectations.
Yes.
Girl, you're our Gappa sister.
You are a representative, girl.
But yeah, so that was that look. Yuha then comes out in another substance-inspired look. It was. Oop. Well, I will say one thing. If they're both inspired by the substance, this was a direct reference because she had the yellow coat and she
Yeah.
had the black hair that she
She
ripped
didn't
off.
need the ruffles though.
Yeah,
That's what she wanted to look like a skirt.
Yes, yeah. I think it's like go all out and be super ugly, or
Yeah.
like. But also, if it is supposed to be ugly, then it can be ugly.
Well, not in that
Me defending
kind
her.
of way.
Me defending her. I'm like, you know what? It's fine. Suki doll had this red and white inspired look, inspired by Japanese culture. Did you clock the shoes?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah.
Oh, I can't even imagine walking.
What do you call the discipline again? For you to wear that shoe, or are you just gonna be what do you call that?
What do you mean? Like practicing to wear?
Yeah, I think there's a theater practice that.
Oh, like a
specifically
Japanese
wears
theater
that.
practice.
Yeah.
I think you might be right. I do
not
do
so
not know,
sure,
but it
though.
was so crazy.
Amazing.
Like, how do you walk in that? And
Yeah.
I wish. My one critique is that I wish the shoes were more featured. It was not as evident because I wish the shoes were just a little bit more highlighted. If there was just a little bit of a cut up so we can just see the shoes. Vinyas, what did you think of this look? I can see you're already. What did you think?
The concept was amazing. You know, the moment she turned around, that was breathtaking. But when she pulled it down and wore it, that's where she lost me. So I'm a little bit confused about the challenge. That do you need to still look good while you're in this conceptualized?
You're like, give us faces, doesn't need to look. No, absolutely, you need to look good. And you're right. Pangina gave her a critique of like, this is cool, but if we took that away, this outfit is really plain.
Yes.
It's just like a white dress. right?
Exactly,
So you need to have a look that kind of stands by itself and is good by itself. And I think maybe it fell just a little bit short of that. But the talent, she painted all of those faces to a T. When she had it all, it looked so hyper realistic. And so it was looking like either her face was a photo or all of those faces were real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was like incredible.
We get
Cool
it. We
look,
get it.
cool
And
look.
they
we get it. You're talented.
They should have given her a pass just because of the concept, I would say,
So you think she should have been in the top 2?
as well. Yes.
Okay. Maybe her runway like edged her out of that just a little bit.
Yes.
Top was Brigading, Arizona, and Vinyas were top.
Who's the standout here for you?
Out of these 3, I think Arizona did really best. I think Arizona was absolutely the best, and I think.
No, I mean the runway.
Oh, in the runway. Who's my favorite runway look? I'm gonna give it to Suki Doll because that shoe was really incredible. That shoe, and then also the 4 faces. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, if anything, for me, the attachments of those faces are not very refined. Like you could see the edges.
It was kind of like hanging off.
Yeah.
I see. Who was your top?
Brigading.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. She's like, I'll give you 2 faces, this one and that one, and they're gonna look the exact same. And I appreciate it. It looked great.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think this was the right top 2? You would have put Vinyas in the top 2.
Yeah, it's tough. I would have put videos in top 2.
Okay.
It's tough. I would say the judges were right.
Okay, so Arizona and
Brigading.
Brigading are the top 2,
Yeah.
and then we go into deliberations. Siam is safe. She escapes by the skin of her teeth. She makes it into the end. Pangina is merciful
And you can
Pangina.
see that the platform was already broken right here.
She was like, girl, just take it off. And she was like, oh, I'm safe. We're good. So we go into the back. We go back there. Kitty's like, girl, it's over. She's so emotional. She's like, I love doing drag. I'm having so much fun here. I don't want to go. And Bernie's like, girl, we're
already knew,
besties.
yeah.
So you better keep me. I'm curious to see, who do you think Brigading picked? Do you think Brigading picked Bernie, or do you think she might have picked Bernie to go home? We'll find out next week. But I feel like maybe there might have been a.
I don't think she would kick Diday out.
Okay.
For sure, because not only is Diday a sister, but also she would think that Diday would offer more and would add more to the show.
Interesting.
That's my opinion.
I love Bernie. I love Bernie, but I just feel like she's flying too under the radar. Going 4 episodes without a critique and finally getting her critique and being in the bottom, I feel like the writing is on the wall. I think I'm just on the side. It's very interesting. You're on the side of the Filipino queens. I'm on the side of the international.
Yeah.
Queens. But I love all of them. They're all fierce. But I would have been like, you know what? If we're looking at track record, I would want someone tomorrow to judge me for track record. So for that reason, I would send Bernie home.
You know what? I'm not necessarily on the Philippines side. I think what I'm gonna say is that this is very predictable. This show is very designed
Yeah.
And it's already obvious who's gonna be out.
I agree. So I'm like, put Bernie out of her business. No shade.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, I don't see Bernie in the top 4.
Exactly.
I just don't. I mean, if you haven't made, like, I see Venus in the top 4. I see Brigading in the top 4. I
Ari.
see Arizona in the top 4. And Kiana's doing so well. So I'm like, there's your top 4.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, D-Day. D-Day? That means girl, right?
D-Day, yes, D-Day,
What does it
yes.
mean?
Like
Like girl.
yeah, a girly. How do I say this? Dida is like ate.
Oh, so it's like
a girl,
Okay,
a young woman.
It's a
A young
girl.
woman,
Okay.
yeah.
Dida, I'm so sorry, but I'm like, let's just Bernie. Come on, you got to give us something more. If she wins next week, I will be proved wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if she doesn't win a challenge next week, it's like, what are we doing here? So
I would say, if you've seen Bernie perform in O-Bar, oh my God.
Oh,
Just the aura and the presence and
Yes.
just the attitude. Oh my God, you'd be so like scared.
Yeah.
Even scared because she gives so much attitude in those performances. But this is where, all the girls that do other acts and other tricks and other, in their bag, differentiates them from just girls to perform
Right.
as showgirls. Yeah.
right.
Yeah, and Ari and Brigading and Vinyas, they all have that.
Yeah.
And even Kiana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even Kiana. Yes, but yes.
And also Kiana.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think, that's where my head would have been personally. But, Arizona's, I mean, obviously Kitty was like, I know you're going to pick my lipstick because I picked yours. And Arizona was like, she didn't say yes or no, but she was like, which I thought was so funny. The lip sync song comes on. I was gagged. I was like, this is a song from Aqua. Like, I was like, girl, what is this? But it was funny.
I really love what Ari was wearing.
Hilarious.
Oh my God, yes.
Absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
Did you notice? I think Brigading was wearing Kiana's wig.
Really?
The silver hair, it looked like
Oh,
Kiana's
yeah.
wig.
Well, yeah,
you know what I mean? Like the side swoop
Yeah.
and the. I mean, if the song is about
Yeah.
superheroes, you need to look like a superhero. And Kiana, for me, is the superhero of the
They
bunch.
do let each other, borrow things.
Of course, and like, why not? That gives
Yeah.
superhero. My favorite part of the lip sync was when Arizona went to the back of the stage and like leaned forward and she pretended like she was flying. That is just a comedic mastermind at work.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And this is where the thing that I said about Brigading in the Rusical is also very obvious in here. She tried every contortion in her body and contorted her face as well, but it's not really any communication to the audience at all. She's not connecting. And that's the difference between her and Ari, because Ari is a master storyteller and really connects with the audience, and it's really on point about it.
I think the best thing you can do when you're a drag artist performing is to be at ease. Because if you're at ease, the audience is at ease.
Yeah.
That's why I tell anybody who wants to do drag, I'm giving advice even to people who are doing GAPA this year, practicing your costume, practicing your jewelry, practicing your hair, because all of these things debilitate you in a way. Like all of these things are blocked. You have to transform through all of that to be comfortable on stage. And then after that, you can think about how you can make it even better.
Yeah.
And I think when we're comparing both of these performances, there was an ease to whatever Arizona was doing. Even if she was like, hastily changing mustaches or anything, there was still an ease. And I think that ease is what sent her above Brigading in the performance.
I would be so scared to lip sync against Arizona.
Oh, no, absolutely. I'd be like, you know what? I'm just going to sit down and watch. That's when I just start pulling out money and just handing it to her. Like,
That girl is so talented, I must say.
oh my God, I need to see her live. Either she better come here, or else I'm going to go to the Philippines to watch her live.
She can't decide, but that's okay.
Yeah. But the lip sync, Arizona has declared the winner. This is her first official win. She gets a Rue badge, and
She deserved it.
She deserved, absolutely.
Yeah.
And she ultimately decides to send Kitty Space home.
Yeah.
So we send Kitty Space packing. Very emotional, very
She felt
sad.
guilty. Arizona felt guilty about it.
But I mean, to be fair, she did what Kitty would do.
Yeah, and it's a competition after all.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
someone has to go home.
But I'm just so ready for next week because now all these queens are going to be like, okay, well, now there are officially more Filipino queens than there are international girls.
Yeah.
So what are Yuha, Siam, Suki, and what are they going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Suki, yeah. Is that it? I think that's it.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
especially if they've already seen what these Filipino queens are capable of.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, I'm sorry. I mean, but we'll see. I think my prediction, it might be next week might be a Filipino queen's time to go. Maybe. Depending on what the challenge is. I forgot what the challenge is next week. But I don't know. I think that would be the thing that we need to shake it up. Or it would be hilarious if it is all 7 international girls go home and then the top 5 is all Filipino girls. That would be hilarious. I hope that doesn't happen. But you know what? We shall see. We shall see.
Yes, we shall see. And this has been really, really fun.
Yes, finally.
Yeah.
We were both on our active. We were both like very active and locked in, even though we were forgetting things, but we made it work.
Did not drink my topics this time.
And she didn't say yeah once. She didn't say it once. Roll back the footage. She didn't say it once. So you
Get your heart out. No, just kidding.
And we're sitting.
We love you. Yes,
and we're sitting.
Yeah.
We're sitting.
Yeah, we're listening to your comments and suggestions. We're sitting this time.
Yes.
As tacky, rich Slaysians.
I feel rich. I feel crazy. I feel rich, and we're both Slaysians.
Yeah.
So, well,
All right.
thank you so much.
Thank
this
you so
has been
much.
another episode of
Slaysian
Persuasion.
Persuasion. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.